And I think he is going to go up this time, hopefully. Will he? No? Will he run up and bound up to us and say hello as he sometimes does? Only time will tell. Yeah. Not this time, though. I warned you, Tex, but you headed in the wrong direction, my friend.
I fly coming here.
Morning, folks. You may well have heard Texans remark there that he flew on his way to get here. Just, I guess, like I was trying to fly across to another leopard sighting the other day, and we got bitten by a phantom guide who then disappeared, as well as the leopard. Either way, sometimes you do have to put your foot down out here to get to the good sightings. And very happy to be sharing this with Texan because he has shared so much with us over the last few months. Now, a lot of you may be thinking we're causing major destruction to the vegetation here, and of course we are impacting to a degree, but it's quite a slight impact actually. A lot of these trees that we drive over simply crack up once we drive over them. Well, we are going to have to try and actually get a little bit closer towards them, which I'm going further and further away. But it does happen, whether it's us or elephants, really have been so incredible to witness, because it's something that we've noticed him doing quite recently, and I could almost guarantee that it's a playful mood or playful gesture. Establish where he's heading before I hear pounce there. There we go. What exactly that was, I'm not sure, but there was something in there that caught his attention. It could well have been a branch that Texan drove over and then was slowly popping back up, creating a rustle in the grass, as this is where he drove in. He's still kind of making up his mind as to what to do next, and therefore we will wait for him to make up his mind, because he needs to make up his mind before we make up ours. Although I think I can get us into a little bit of a better spot to view him while he does make up his mind. Is that okay there, Brian? Yeah. What is it that's got his attention in here? He still seems to be focused on something in the undergrowth. And that is the thing with leopard, especially young leopard. They will take on any prey that presents itself to them, even if it's a tiny little bird or mongoose. They'll try and catch whatever they can. And that's because hunting is a tricky business, and when it comes to hunting. Therefore, taking any opportunity they could potentially get. Never seen him really hunting properly, Kunyuma, but that's what we're going to see a little bit later, so don't go anywhere. I've spoken to his manager, and I've been told that there's a serious hunt on the cards later on this morning, so in about an hour's time we're going to see some hardcore action. Don't go anywhere. That's my feeling and advice. Use it, don't use it. I hope I am right. Really pretty bird. Quite leopard-like in coloration, I guess. But now I can see Texan heading off in the opposite direction, so should we, because the leopard is on the move, and I want to make sure we stay with him, because he is heading down into an area where we could potentially lose him, and the more of us that are there, the more likely it is that we'll stay with him. Very different experience driving my little city car around after being able to play in this vehicle for the last few months. They really are magical vehicles. The fact that they are a short wheelbase really does allow us to maneuver through the vegetation quite easily. From Tammy in Seattle asking whether leopards eat birds, and as I did mention earlier, they'll eat just about anything that's meaty. Fish, birds, impala, crocodiles, lizards, squirrels, mongoose, anything. Anything that moves, just about they'll eat. As would a domestic cat, I guess, and you can often relate these beasts to the domestic cats that people are more aware of and more on they'll feed on. It's quite funny watching them eat birds because they have to pluck them and then spit the feathers out their mouth, which isn't easy. So the very few sightings that I have seen of them with birds, they have been highly entertaining. How lucky have we been, not just this morning, but over the last few months? It really is ridiculous, I feel, how lucky we've been. It's as if somebody's watching over us, because take this morning for an example. He was sleeping for 5 or 10 minutes, which gave us a great guaranteed sighting of him, and then has now provided us with the ultimate experience, and that is to be able to follow a leopard on the move, going about its daily business, almost completely unaltered by our presence. Large amount of soil here, which indicates to me that we could use poles. We don't want to fall down. We good? And he should be popping out shortly into a spot where we can see him, I'm hoping. Where the impala when you need them. Stumps in this round leaf teak that can catch you out. Just pointed out to Brian, there's a tree called the round leaf teak, and they get fed on heavily by elephants, so often essentially get pruned, but at the base they get really thick stumps, and it's a really hard wood. So you see this little bush and you expect it to be full of just soft green leaves and new shoots, but there's actually a thick wooden stump hidden in the center of it, and that's what we need to be careful of.
Yeah, Greg, they said it Bulas and Shwambala and somewhere in Borod coming towards Torchwood. I tried to contact Roy and not too sure when.
Thankfully there's no thorns in either of these bushes, so we'll just part them away like the curtains opening to a show. Ooh. Forgot about a little camera on the back there. Plug that on whenever you feel fit, Brian. There's an impala just ahead of us here, folks. So we are going to stop exactly where we are. The wind, sadly, is not blowing in the leopard's favor. And to give you a perspective, you've got the impala there, Brian, and then just to give you an idea of what's going on, the leopard's to our right, just behind a bush. Now, as I said, the wind isn't in the leopard's favor. It'll be difficult for the leopard to smell the impala, and it'll be easier for the... oh, there goes the impala. The impala probably smelt the leopard. The wind was blowing towards it. Anyway, it was a bit sooner than my prediction. It was in about half an hour that we were going to see the hunting. So this was just a warm-up. The leopard or smelt it, I'm not too sure. like he may have just laid down. Taking a break. And he has been on the move for quite a while now, so no surprise that he has taken a break, and it is fairly normal for the predators to move intensely and then stop, have a little bit of a break, and then hopefully continue moving. It could also be the heat. Now that the sun has poked out a little bit, that's caused him to take a breather. It's incredible to think how far we've actually followed him this morning from where we found him. It also goes to show you how difficult it can be to find them, considering the area he's moved through. How much time has he spent on a road? Maybe a total of 10 seconds. A maximum of 5 seconds each time he crossed the two roads that he has crossed. But other than that, he has not been on one road. He's simply crossed over two. And obviously tracking animals and finding them, it's easier if they walk down the roads as opposed to across them through the thick vegetation as he has been doing. So this goes to show again how lucky we've been with our timing and just luck in general to be able to find animals and bring you the images we have been sharing with you. It really is phenomenal. And I couldn't think of a better way to spend my last morning here at Kunyuma. I really couldn't. As I've noticed, he temporarily poked his head up there. Not sure what his plans are, but we're not going anywhere, so not to worry. We shall take our time and enjoy as much of this as we can with him. Thankfully, he was just taking a short break, and he's obviously in tune with our plan, which is to let you see him stealthily stalking up to some prey and hopefully catching something and feeding on it. That would be the jackpot for this morning. And there's a chance, we did see one impala, it caught wind of him and headed off, but as you all well know, to those of you who are new, you may not know, there's a lot of impala that floats about these parts. And we are going to come up